In the midst of my personal journey, at 26 years old, I found myself intersecting with my husband, who was then 34. This juncture occurred as I embarked on the challenging task of turning my life around. He, on the other hand, toiled in the demanding realm of construction, while I had previously dropped out of high school, only to decide later to return to school with the aim of acquiring my credentials. Our initial encounter was serendipitous, transpiring as I departed from night school and he awaited his cousin, who seemed to be taking an eternity. It was then that he approached me, seeking assistance in locating his cousin. This simple request birthed a conversation during which his genuine concern for my safety in the late hour prompted him to kindly offer me a ride home, a gesture that I graciously accepted. As time unfolded, this act of kindness evolved into a recurring gesture, enabling us to delve deeper into each other's lives and ultimately paving the way for a romantic relationship. Throughout my educational journey, he stood steadfast as a pillar of support and encouragement. Remarkably, he went above and beyond, extending his assistance in facilitating my admission to college and even shouldering the burden of my tuition fees. Upon my graduation from college, we solidified our commitment through marriage. Meanwhile, I secured an internship which marked the beginning of my ascent up the corporate ladder. Over time, I ascended to the position of executive personal assistant, a role that tethered me closely to one of the company's top executives. While my husband genuinely celebrated my professional achievements, the physical distance resulting from our demanding careers posed a significant challenge to our relationship. Despite the hurdles, we remained resolute in our determination to nurture our bond. However, the complexities of our relationship were further compounded by the inappropriate behavior of my boss during our business trips. What initially began as harmless flirtation gradually escalated into overt advances, catching me off guard. I found myself torn between enjoying the attention and feeling both surprised and frightened by his forthrightness. Our interactions transcended the boundaries of professional conduct, extending into romantic getaways, lavish gifts, and occasional financial favors. Despite the mutual understanding of the confines of our committed relationships, we embarked on an affair, a clandestine exploration of fantasies shrouded in secrecy, meticulously shielded from prying eyes. Recently, my boss orchestrated a trip to Mauritius to commemorate the success of a major project we had collaborated on. The fruition of this project not only positioned him for a promotion but also held the promise of advancement for myself. In a bid to conceal the true nature of the trip, I deceived my husband, fabricating a business pretext cloaked in the allure of a potential promotion. Although my husband outwardly expressed joy at the prospect of my professional advancement, his underlying sadness at my departure did not escape my notice. Despite the enjoyable moments of the trip, where breathtaking scenery momentarily diverted my attention from the tumultuous dynamics at home, I couldn't shake the growing unease within me. In a dramatic turn of events, my friend extended her support by offering me shelter for the night amidst the chaos of my crumbling marriage. Entrusting her with the bewildering circumstances that had unfolded, she reacted with an outburst of anger, swiftly making calls to my husband, his friends, and even his workplace. As emotions ran high that night, my husband stormed into my friend's house, sparking a fiery confrontation primarily revolving around her actions involving his workplace and his treatment of me. Once the heated exchange simmered down, I summoned the courage to confront him about the torment I was enduring. In a chilling silence, he flicked open his phone, revealing a damning array of pictures and videos capturing intimate moments between my boss and me. Stunned into disbelief, I grappled with his demand to know the duration of the affair, my attempts to fabricate excuses faltering in the face of his relentless interrogation. Overwhelmed by guilt and on the brink of tears, I confessed to the 4-month duration of the affair, triggering a torrent of anger and disappointment from my husband. His admonishments pierced through me, questioning the betrayal of his trust and the reckless endangerment of our family's future. Crushed under the weight of remorse, I found myself pleading for forgiveness as he delivered the devastating news of his desire for a divorce before departing, leaving me shattered. Despite the wreckage of our marriage, my love for my husband burns unwaveringly, and my resolve to salvage our relationship remains steadfast. Faced with the daunting task of rebuilding his shattered trust, I grapple with the overwhelming guilt of my actions. How can I convince him to reconsider his decision, to see beyond the mistakes and embrace the enduring love that binds us? My heartache deepens as I reflect on the impulsive thrill-seeking that led me astray, blinding me to the consequences of my actions. The illicit affair with my boss, fueled by excitement and the allure of career advancement, now stands as a regrettable testament to my folly. I yearn to convey to my husband the depth of my remorse, to reassure him of the irreplaceable place he holds in my heart. Yet, amidst the turmoil of my personal life, another blow strikes: a termination notice from my job. The revelation that my messy divorce situation could implicate my boss, particularly as he vies for a promotion, shatters any semblance of stability. With my livelihood hanging in the balance, I am thrust into a whirlwind of uncertainty, grappling with the ramifications of my actions on both personal and professional fronts. It's been a while since my last update, but I've managed to navigate some significant changes in my life. Following the tumultuous divorce proceedings, I finally secured my share of the house and alimony, providing a degree of financial stability. My ex-husband put up quite a fight to retain the house, but fortunately, the court ruled fairly in my favor. Recently, I've landed a new job, though it's not quite on par with my previous position, and the benefits leave much to be desired. Coupled with the realization that my alimony will soon expire, I find myself grappling with the challenges of living on a tight budget. Reflecting on the events that led to this point, I can't help but acknowledge the mistakes I've made. While my actions may have been fueled by feelings of vengeance and spite, I recognize that marriage is a legal commitment, and my ex-husband had obligations towards me as well. Yet, I can't help but wonder if a different approach could have led to a less messy and lonely outcome. There was a time when we were a happy, loving couple, deeply committed to each other. However, the pressure to start a family eventually took its toll on our relationship. Despite my initial reluctance, I acquiesced, and we welcomed our daughter into the world. While she brings immeasurable joy into our lives, the realities of motherhood and being a stay-at-home mom proved challenging. Feeling overwhelmed and suffocated by the demands of motherhood, I sought solace in a night out, where I found myself the recipient of unwelcome attention from other men. In a moment of weakness, I failed to disclose my marital status, and upon returning home intoxicated, our argument resumed. In a desperate attempt to communicate my feelings of discontent, I confessed my vulnerability and desire to seek comfort elsewhere, only to be met with indifference from my husband. Frustrated by his lack of understanding, I embarked on a month-long vacation with our daughter, hoping to find clarity and solace. However, fate had other plans when I unexpectedly crossed paths with my ex-husband. The nostalgia of our shared history stirred emotions long thought buried, and in a moment of vulnerability, we found ourselves seeking solace in each other's company. As tears streamed down my face, he offered comfort, and in a moment of weakness, we shared a kiss. In this tumultuous journey of self-discovery and reconciliation, I grapple with the complexities of love, regret, and the enduring desire for companionship. As I navigate the uncertain terrain of my fractured relationships, I cling to the hope that amidst the chaos, a path to healing and redemption may yet emerge. It all began with a fervent embrace that escalated into a passionate make-it session, an act that, in hindsight, felt entirely inappropriate. In that moment of intimacy, I couldn't help but yearn for the comforting embrace of my husband, wishing he were the one holding me, embracing me. However, he remained 1,000 miles away, and the void of affection at home left me feeling unloved and disconnected. The next day, grappling with conflicting emotions, I made the decision to confess to my husband, uncertain about the future of our marriage but resolute in my desire to distance myself from the other man. Yet, my husband's reaction was one of palpable hurt and anger, his disappointment evident as he struggled to comprehend the depth of my betrayal. In the aftermath of my confession, my husband made a concerted effort to salvage our relationship, and for a fleeting moment, there was a glimmer of hope for reconciliation. However, my past actions loomed large, casting a shadow of doubt and mistrust over our fragile bond. Amidst the turmoil of our strained relationship, I found solace in the warmth of my ex-girlfriend, Bonita, whose presence offered a reprieve from the chaos of my crumbling marriage. Our paths had first crossed in the quaint setting of her cosmetology studio, where she wielded scissors with precision and skill, carving out a successful career for herself at the tender age of 26. Meanwhile, my own professional journey had been marked by resilience and determination, having ascended the ranks at a landscaping company since the age of 16. Over the years, I had transformed the business, leveraging my expertise as the operations manager and head designer to propel it to new heights of success. In recognition of my contributions, the company owner had bestowed upon me a stake in the business, affirming my status as a pivotal figure within the organization. Yet, despite my professional achievements, the turbulence in my personal life threatened to unravel the stability I had worked so hard to cultivate. As I grappled with the complexities of my relationships with both my husband and Bonita, I found myself at a crossroads, uncertain of which path to tread. The weight of my past indiscretions bore heavily upon me, casting doubt upon the possibility of redemption and reconciliation. In the midst of this emotional turmoil, I am left pondering the next steps to take, grappling with the intricacies of love, betrayal, and the enduring quest for forgiveness. Though the road ahead may be fraught with challenges, I remain hopeful that amidst the darkness, a glimmer of light may yet emerge, illuminating the path towards healing and redemption. Bonita and I forged a profound connection in just a year, rooted in our shared values and aspirations. As fellow small business owners, we bonded over our work ethic, tenacity, and prudent financial habits. Despite our differing physical preferences, with Bonita possessing a curvier body type, I found myself drawn to her solid presence and unwavering confidence, transcending superficial ideals of beauty. From the outset, I was transparent with Bonita about my reluctance to pursue anything serious, citing my dedication to growing my business and my disillusionment with marriage. Though we shared similar perspectives on life, with Bonita still holding on to the belief in the sanctity of marriage, rooted in our shared Hispanic American heritage and Catholic faith, we navigated these differences with mutual respect and understanding. Our relationship blossomed organically, with our weekly encounters gradually evolving into more frequent rendezvous, fueled by a shared sense of joy and companionship. Despite the inevitable challenges that life threw our way, we remained committed to nurturing our bond, carving out moments of solitude to tend to our individual pursuits while cherishing the time spent together. If I were to encapsulate our relationship in a single word, it would undoubtedly be happy. Bonita and I found solace in each other's company, sharing not only a deep physical attraction but also a profound intellectual connection. Our personalities complemented each other seamlessly, fostering an environment of mutual understanding and unwavering support. However, the dynamic of Bonita's living situation introduced an element of concern, as she shared a space with Katrina, whose lifestyle diverged significantly from Bonita's. While Bonita maintained a moderate approach to socializing, Katrina's penchant for late-night revelry and frequenting bars posed a potential influence that gave me pause. Yet, despite my apprehensions, Bonita's steadfastness and resilience shielded her from succumbing to Katrina's lifestyle. Over time, their friendship faltered, leading to Katrina's eventual departure and relocation, allowing Bonita to reclaim her space and independence. However, amidst the backdrop of our seemingly idyllic relationship, a moment of reckoning emerged, challenging the foundation of trust and understanding we had meticulously built. As we navigate the tumultuous waters ahead, I remain hopeful that the resilience of our love will guide us through the storms, illuminating the path towards reconciliation and renewed commitment. Relieved to have resolved the issue of living arrangements, Bonita gracefully took on the responsibility of handling the rent while expressing gratitude for the solitude afforded by having the apartment to herself. Meanwhile, I resided in a converted commercial building nestled at the rear of my parents' property, a property steeped in familial history and remarkable transformation. When my father purchased our first home, his vision extended beyond mere residential space. He sought to secure ample land for cultivating vegetables and fruit trees. In our neighborhood's bygone era of affordability, homes could be acquired for a fraction of their current value, some even fetching under $40,000. With a strategic investment, My father seized the opportunity to acquire our home along with 4 adjacent lots, expanses of land that now form the backdrop of our spacious backyard. Adjacent to our property lay a parcel formerly belonging to a defunct utility company, featuring a sturdy brick building erected nearly a century ago under the auspices of the Wi-Fi protected access. When the company relinquished its hold on the land and structure, my father saw potential where others saw neglect. He procured the property at a nominal cost and entrusted it to me, igniting a transformative journey of repurposing and reinvention. With meticulous attention to detail and a passion for design, I breathed new life into the aged edifice, fashioning it into a modern marvel and open-concept dwelling adorned with a loft and an internal garage. Renowned in our neighborhood for its architectural grandeur, the building stands as a testament to both my creative vision and familial legacy. As gentrification swept through our neighborhood, our home soared in value, reflecting the profound impact of my parents' foresight and investment. It is with immense pride that I recount the saga of our family's triumphs, a narrative intertwined with the evolution of our surroundings and the enduring spirit of resilience. In September of the preceding year, an eagerly anticipated journey beckoned as my father, brother, cousin, and I embarked on a pilgrimage to our ancestral homeland. Amidst the backdrop of familial reunions and household repairs, the trip unfolded as a joyous celebration of our shared heritage. Despite the physical distance, Bonita and I remained connected through daily conversations, FaceTime calls, and text messages, bridging the gap of separation with unwavering affection and commitment. Upon my return, the bonds of our relationship deepened, paving the way for profound introspection and reconsideration of my long-held beliefs. It was against this backdrop of burgeoning love and newfound perspective that Bonita's revelation of her pregnancy unfolded, a moment of joy tinged with surprise and disbelief. As we stand on the precipice of parenthood, navigating the complexities of love, commitment, and familial responsibility, I am filled with a profound sense of gratitude for the journey that has brought us to this pivotal moment, a journey marked by resilience, growth, and the enduring power of love. Upon discovering Bonita's pregnancy, our emotions teetered between joy and trepidation as we grappled with the implications of impending parenthood. The revelation was unexpected, a deviation from the meticulously crafted plans we had envisioned for our future. As we embarked on the journey of parenthood, I couldn't help but feel a surge of excitement mingled with apprehension, recognizing the profound responsibility that lay ahead. Amidst the flurry of emotions, Bonita arrived armed with a manila folder containing a plethora of printed articles, meticulously outlining the nuances of contraceptive efficacy and failure rates. It was evident that she anticipated my skepticism, seeking to assuage any doubts with empirical evidence and informed discourse. Despite the statistical revelations, our shared anticipation for the arrival of our child eclipsed any lingering uncertainties, anchoring us in a shared sense of purpose and commitment. As we shared the news with our respective families, reactions varied, reflecting a spectrum of emotions ranging from disappointment to jubilation. While my mother expressed dismay over our premarital intimacy, she welcomed the prospect of grandmotherhood with open arms, urging consideration of marriage to make things right. Conversely, my father's response was marked by understanding and a genuine concern for our happiness, a sentiment echoed in Bonita's interactions with her own parents. In a testament to the power of social connectivity, Bonita's announcement resonated with her extensive network of friends and followers, eliciting an outpouring of support and encouragement. Our relationship thrived amidst the anticipation of impending parenthood, fostering an even deeper connection as we navigated the complexities of impending parenthood and cohabitation. However, amidst the backdrop of newfound happiness, a shadow of doubt emerged with the unexpected arrival of Katrina, bearing ominous tidings of potential infidelity and paternity concerns. Her narrative painted a picture of clandestine rendezvous and questionable circumstances, casting doubt upon the integrity of our relationship and the fidelity of my partner. According to Katrina's account, a chance encounter with 2 Greek brothers unraveled into an evening fraught with suspicion and uncertainty. Despite initial dismissiveness, her detailed recollection of events and the underlying tension between Bonita and Chris lent credence to her allegations, igniting a maelstrom of doubt and disbelief. As I grappled with the implications of Katrina's revelations, I found myself torn between loyalty to Bonita and the unsettling prospect of deceit and betrayal. The ensuing days would be fraught with difficult conversations and soul-searching, as we endeavored to untangle the web of uncertainty shrouding our once idyllic relationship, confronting uncomfortable truths and forging a path forward amidst the tumult of uncertainty and doubt. The evening unfolded with an eerie stillness as I arrived home, greeted by the emptiness of the driveway devoid of Bonita's presence. Initially dismissing the absence as inconsequential, I proceeded with the evening's routine, oblivious to the storm brewing on the horizon. It wasn't until the following morning, amidst the bustling atmosphere of the beauty shop, that Katrina's unsettling revelation pierced through the facade of normalcy. In the wake of a chance encounter at a local bar, Katrina found herself embroiled in a conversation that traversed the realm of intimacy and indiscretion. As the night unfolded, a candid exchange ensued, with each participant divulging tales of their most memorable encounters. However, it was Patricia's disclosure that sent shockwaves rippling through the room, a revelation that unearthed buried secrets and shattered illusions. According to Patricia, Bonita had once regaled her with tales of a chance encounter with a Greek Adonis, a man whose Herculean physique and prodigious endowment left an indelible mark on her memory. Unbeknownst to me, this rendezvous had transpired during my absence in Hermosillo, casting a shadow of doubt over the integrity of our relationship. As Katrina's words reverberated in the confines of my mind, I grappled with the enormity of the revelation, struggling to reconcile the image of the woman I loved with the disconcerting truths laid bare before me. The implications were staggering, threatening to unravel the fabric of trust and fidelity that had once bound us together. Yet, amidst the tumult of uncertainty, Katrina's unwavering resolve to disclose the truth underscored the gravity of the situation, compelling me to confront the painful realities lurking beneath the surface. Though her words were laden with sorrow and regret, they served as a beacon of clarity in the midst of confusion, guiding me towards a reckoning with the truth. In the aftermath of Katrina's revelation, I found myself grappling with a maelstrom of emotions: anger, betrayal, and heartache intermingling in a tumultuous symphony of despair. The road ahead was fraught with uncertainty, as I navigated the treacherous terrain of love and deception, wrestling with the harsh truths that threatened to tear us apart. Yet, amidst the darkness, a flicker of hope remained, a glimmer of resilience and determination to confront the demons of our past and forge a path towards redemption. For better or for worse, the journey ahead would test the limits of our love, challenging us to confront our deepest fears and embrace the healing power of forgiveness. Graciously thanked the uncle for his assistance, expressing my appreciation for his candor and willingness to help. Despite the unsettling revelations, his demeanor remained warm and empathetic, a stark contrast to the turmoil brewing within me. As I bid farewell and made my way home, a whirlwind of emotions swirled in my mind, grappling with the harsh truths that threatened to shatter the illusion of happiness and stability. Upon returning home, I found myself enveloped in a cloud of uncertainty, grappling with the weight of the revelations that had unraveled before me. With each passing moment, the realization of Bonita's betrayal loomed large, casting a pall over our once idyllic relationship. Yet, amidst the tumult of conflicting emotions, a flicker of resolve ignited within me, a determination to confront the painful truths head-on and seek closure, whatever the cost. As the days unfolded, I found myself oscillating between moments of clarity and confusion, torn between the desire for truth and the fear of confronting the harsh realities that lay beneath the surface. Despite my reservations, I knew that I could no longer turn a blind eye to the undeniable evidence that threatened to unravel the fabric of our relationship. In a moment of clarity, I resolved to confront Bonita, to seek the answers that had eluded me and confront the painful truths that lay at the heart of our unraveling relationship. With a heavy heart and a sense of trepidation, I broached the subject, steeling myself for the inevitable confrontation that lay ahead. As our conversation unfolded, emotions ran high, words spoken in anger and regret as we grappled with the painful truths that threatened to tear us apart. Yet, amidst the chaos, a glimmer of understanding emerged, a shared acknowledgement of the mistakes we had made and the wounds we had inflicted upon each other. In the aftermath of our confrontation, a sense of closure descended upon us, a realization that our paths had diverged irreparably, leading us down separate roads towards an uncertain future. Despite the pain of parting, there was a sense of relief, a recognition that the truth, however painful, had set us free from the shackles of deceit and betrayal. As I reflect on the tumultuous journey that brought me to this moment, I am filled with a sense of gratitude for the lessons learned, the growth achieved, and the resilience that carried me through the darkest of days. Though the road ahead may be fraught with uncertainty, I take solace in the knowledge that I am not alone, that amidst the chaos, there is hope for a brighter tomorrow. In a manner that diverges from the typical style, I narrate the unfolding of events with a deliberate cadence, elongating sentences to capture the nuances of the situation. It was during our conversation that the disclosure about Bonita being my girlfriend came forth, causing the uncle to display genuine surprise evident in the shocked expression etched upon his face at this revelation. He proceeded to engage in conversation with Nick, exchanging words in Greek for several minutes before concluding the call in a slow manner, conveying his apologies and stating Nick's remorse for the situation. It became apparent that Nick had no prior knowledge of my existence, expressing regret over this fact. The uncle revealed that Nick was deeply affected by Bonita's failure to disclose her relationship with me, sharing that Nick harbored hopes of fostering a romantic relationship with her and was left heartbroken by this revelation. Upon my inquiry regarding any potential intimacy between Nick and Bonita, the uncle hesitated briefly before stating, "I'd rather not say," adding heartfelt apologies on behalf of Nick, himself, and their entire family. Later that evening, in a conversation with Bonita, I broached the topic of the Greek restaurant, mentioning my own visit. Her surprise at this revelation led to inquiries about the quality of the food, to which I affirmed its excellence, recalling an encounter with Katrina who mentioned dining there with Bonita. Recounting the occasion, Bonita explained they had received a complimentary meal as acknowledgement for their exceptional hairstyling services for the owner's relatives. Attempting to address matters with candor, I raised questions about her relationship with Nick, prompting a puzzled response from Bonita. Clarifying my reference to Nick, I questioned events from that particular weekend, prompting a bewildered and agitated response. Despite Bonita's denial of any impropriety, I expressed doubts and referenced alleged statements regarding Nick's endowment and my status as her best lover, which she vehemently refuted as jealousy-fueled fabrications. The suggestion of a deoxyribonucleic acid test was met with swift agreement from Bonita, though she insisted on postponing until after the birth of the baby. Despite agreeing not to press the issue further, I conveyed that our relationship would be strained until then, and plans for cohabitation were put on hold, eliciting tears from Bonita. Assuring her of my unwavering support throughout her pregnancy, regardless of circumstances, she tearfully pleaded, "Why won't you believe me? I love you more than." In a narrative that diverges from conventional styles, the unfolding events were marked by a sequence of actions and reactions, beginning with Bonita's Facebook post the following day, where she alleged troublemakers were sabotaging our relationship and portrayed me as having cold feet about fatherhood. This post garnered significant attention, amassing over 1,700 likes and numerous supportive responses, primarily in the form of prayers and emojis. Upon discovering the post's inaccuracies, I urged Bonita to remove it, and she complied promptly. However, later that night, Katrina's Facebook post countered Bonita's narrative, asserting that Bonita herself was concealing the truth about our relationship and the baby. This post elicited reactions ranging from shock to anger from those who read it. Despite my request, word had spread throughout the community, casting doubts on Bonita's fidelity and the paternity of the baby. From that moment until the baby's birth, our relationship remained strained and distant, although I continued to provide support, even purchasing baby items worth over $1,400. When the baby was born, I was present at the hospital, holding the child with tears in my eyes. However, as I was leaving, the head nurse informed me that the birth certificate was ready for my signature as the father. Discreetly, I informed her of my intent to sign it after completing deoxyribonucleic acid testing. She expressed surprise and apologized, revealing that Bonita had instructed her to enter my name on the certificate. Bonita declined deoxyribonucleic acid testing at the hospital, pleading with me not to doubt my love for the baby, insisting he was mine based on his facial features and her love for me. Despite her pleas, I explained the need for certainty, but she remained adamant in her refusal. Subsequently, she posted a photo on Facebook, featuring her and the baby, with a caption insinuating my reservations about parenthood, prompting another round of responses before its removal at my request. Amidst this turmoil, my boss suggested legal action to compel a paternity test, connecting me with an attorney who initiated the process. Reluctant as I was, Bonita's refusal left me no choice. During court proceedings, the judge inquired about our motives, and my attorney explained my pursuit of custodial rights if the child proved to be mine. Surprisingly, Bonita appeared without legal representation, adding another layer of complexity to the already tumultuous situation. In an alternate narrative style, Bonita voluntarily offered to grant me 50-50 its custodial rights without the need for a paternity test, reflecting a gesture of cooperation. However, the judge, as anticipated, inquired about doubts regarding paternity, prompting my attorney to affirm the existence of such doubts and the availability of witnesses to testify to that effect. Consequently, the judge issued an order for a paternity test, expressing hope for an amicable resolution for the sake of the baby's well-being, emphasizing the importance of having loving parental figures. In the interim, Bonita took the initiative to name the baby, using my first and middle names hyphenated with my last name, while retaining her maiden name as the baby's last name, resulting in the child bearing my full name. This naming decision introduced a potential source of confusion for the child. Despite the scheduled date for the paternity test passing without Bonita's participation, leading to a return to court, the judge ordered her compliance with the test under the threat of contempt of court. Eventually, she agreed to undergo the test, albeit belatedly. Initially, I had hoped that resolving the paternity issue would bring relief, but instead, I found myself plunged into a deep, profound depression, unlike any I had experienced before, grappling with the loss of both Bonita and the child I had hoped would be mine. Some members of our parish and community suggested that I step up, marry Bonita, and assume the role of father to the child, but I couldn't bring myself to do so. In a private conversation, our priest shared a biblical anecdote, possibly about a man named Jacob or Joshua, who returned from battle to find his wife had borne another man's child. Despite this, he chose to embrace the child and live harmoniously with his wife. However, I explained to the priest that while the man in the biblical tale was admirable, my circumstances and ability to trust Bonita were vastly different. Understanding my perspective, our priest respected my decision. Despite the revelation of the truth, Bonita continued to make Facebook posts featuring herself and the baby, including references to me. In her latest post, the baby was adorned with an outfit inscribed with Junior, implying he was named after me. However, given the circumstances, trust remained fractured, and the path forward seemed uncertain. In a departure from conventional writing styles, it is evident that responses to Bonita's posts asserting my non-paternity have been minimal, with only a select few, mainly her family and closest friends, engaging. This lack of response suggests that, like myself, people may be concerned about her mental well-being amidst these challenging circumstances. Further conversations with Nick, facilitated through his uncle, revolved around the impending paternity test and the likelihood of his paternity. Nick revealed attempts to contact Bonita, only to find himself blocked. Despite this setback, he expressed intentions to return for a visit next month, spanning 3 weeks, with hopes of meeting her. Nick, demonstrating responsibility, expressed his desire to assume fatherhood and relocate to the United States of America. Advising caution, I urged him to prioritize the DNA test before making any concrete plans. He shared consultations with a Greek attorney, who outlined limited options due to Bonita's American citizenship, intending to seek legal counsel upon his arrival. In earnest, I hope Bonita sees reason and extends Nick the opportunity to embrace fatherhood, aiding in his path to citizenship. Nick's character, coupled with a supportive family, indicates his potential to provide a nurturing environment for baby Louise. My sincere wishes for Bonita, her son, and Nick are for a positive future together. To commemorate baby Louise's birth, I made financial investments totaling $2,000, split between Bitcoin and a savings account, via PayPal. While not the most prudent decision given my circumstances, it brought a semblance of contentment amidst the turmoil. Lastly, I treated Katrina to lunch, expressing gratitude for her pivotal role in revealing Bonita's affair. Though I may not always condone Katrina's actions, her impact on my life remains invaluable. With this, I conclude my narrative, extending gratitude to those who have taken the time to delve into my story. May divine blessings accompany us all.